Welcome back to Orbiter 2010, yet another game I haven't played on my channel in quite some time. If you don't remember, I made a couple videos of this game a couple years ago, and I haven't played the game since, but I felt like revisiting this game because, as I've mentioned in numerous videos already this year, 2016 would be the year in which I would revisit a lot of old series that I abandoned for one reason or another, but I also felt like making another space/astronomy related video because I haven't done one in a while. I mean, it hasn't been that long since I last played Universe Sandbox 2 on my channel, but I wanted to make a video where I'm basically talking about space for like a half hour, because that's just the kind of stuff I'm into. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with Orbiter, it is a spaceflight simulator. It functions as both a solar system simulator, a very lackluster solar system simulator if you ask me, but also a spaceflight simulator. So you can basically launch rockets from launch pads and whatnot, launch them into space. And this game is also pretty old. It was originally released in the year 2000, and you can kind of tell it's old because the graphics look kind of outdated, and when I say kind of, I actually mean really outdated. However, even though this game is really old, it's actually still in somewhat active development. In fact, I think the guy who made this game, because this game was mostly developed by just one person, the guy who made this game, I believe, is currently working on a new edition of Orbiter as we speak. So this is the 2010 edition of the game, which was obviously released in 2010. Another reason why I wanted to play this game is because I do remember playing this when I was a lot younger. I believe the most recent edition of the game, when I first discovered this game, was the 2006 edition, and I vaguely remember playing that edition of the game a long time ago. So technically, another one of my childhood games, even though it's once again just a random game that I found on the internet, and it's not really a game if you ask me. So in Orbiter, you can choose from various simulations, and I do have one loaded up right here. This is actually a tutorial simulation, basically teaching you how to launch the Space Shuttle right here from the launch pad in Cape Canaveral. So yeah, this is the launch pad, by the way. Yeah, no textures whatsoever, and overall really low quality. So that's good. So good graphics, best graphics. So yeah, as you can see, you have annotations on the side of the screen that's basically teaching you how to basically pilot this thing or get it off the ground or launch it. So yeah, the following commands show you how to use the launch program during an active simulation. Load the shuttle launch program. Press the I and P button on the left MFD, and actually, okay, yeah, so Orbiter 2010, and I should probably just say this right now, it's kind of a complicated game. I mean, it's not really that easy to use, or not that simple to use, so you kind of need to know what you're doing in order to actually play this game properly here. So yeah, it's kind of tough. In fact, when I first played this game on my channel a couple years ago, I could not for the life of me figure out what I was doing. So it's basically telling you what to do right here, but I'm not even paying attention to it. You guys are probably paying attention to it more than I am. But yeah, it's just teaching you how to launch the Space Shuttle, and I believe all of this is actually just annotated, so I don't think you actually need to do anything here. At least I don't think you need to. But I did remember how to do this before, yeah. So, but what do I click on again? So, yeah, as you can see, you have a bunch of buttons right here, so this is really complicated here. Alright, well, here we go, guys. The Space Shuttle is just launching on its own. It said I could launch it manually, but I guess, yeah, it's just launching automatically right here. So as you can see, you just ignite the solid rocket boosters, and there is actually something funny you can do if you decide not to ignite the main engines and just the boosters, but I'll be getting to that in just a minute. So this is basically Orbiter 2010 right here, guys, or at least the rocket launching part of the game. So you're just launching rockets from Cape Canaveral, basically, or the Kennedy Space Center, that's what it's actually called, or KSC for short. So we're basically launching the Space Shuttle Atlantis right here, and yeah, we're just launching it into space. So, if you guys have never seen a Space Shuttle launch before, then, well, this is pretty much what it is. So, you got a gigantic, like, fuel tank right here that does get separated after a few minutes. But basically, these rocket boosters are gonna burn for a little while right here. I believe they burn for about 2 minutes, and then they separate, because by then they will have run out of fuel, so the Space Shuttle doesn't need them anymore. And then this gigantic fuel tank, I think, gets separated at about 8 minutes after launch, 8 or 9 minutes, if I remember correctly. I don't know. It's been a really long time since I watched a Space Shuttle launch, and I've never actually watched a Space Shuttle launch in person before, because I've never actually been to Florida before in order to watch a Space Shuttle launch. But I do know how they work, so I do know when everything gets disconnected and whatnot, or gets jettisoned, as they call it. So yeah, that's basically what's going on right here. So we're pretty much in space right now, so we just need to wait for the boosters here to run out of fuel, which I think it's about to, because we're getting... I think it has been almost 2 minutes since the Space Shuttle launched right here. So it's gonna keep giving you tutorial messages right here. Also, this is another game that has no sound effects whatsoever. So, okay, well there go the boosters. Yeah, but this game has absolutely no sound effects whatsoever, guys, nor is there any music. I don't remember if someone created a mod for this game that adds sound effects into the game, because this game is also very moddable, and I did actually download a mod before recording this video that I do want to show off later on. But, yeah, so I'll probably just add music into the background again. In fact, you guys can probably already hear the music, because by the time I upload this video, I will have already finished editing it. But there go the boosters, so they're just falling back to Earth. Then we just have the main engines, and then the payload. So I believe the main engines do get cut off before the, this gigantic fuel tank right here gets separated. And yeah, you're basically just watching this for now, guys. The remaining Delta V for the ascent is provided by the external tank. Yeah, the external tank. And the main engines. Yeah, that's what it's actually called. I don't know why I call it the payload. Well, is it technically payload? I don't really know. But yeah, this thing will get separated after a while, guys. And there is actually no way for me to speed up the simulation right here, because this is a tutorial mission. But yeah, that's basically shuttle lifting off from KSC right there, guys. Yeah, that's also a great main engine effect right there, guys. It just looks like a solid image. Yeah, so it's gonna fast forward to it, so it does this automatically. So I believe at about 8 minutes this will get separated right here. I'll probably cut ahead to that as well. So I believe right around here is the point where the external tank's gonna get separated, because this is where it fast forwarded to. So it should be separating any minute now. Yeah, first of all, the main engines get cut off. So that happens first, and then after that, the external tank should get separated. Well, okay, first you do this. Okay, roll upright maneuver. I don't exactly remember that. And there goes the external tank right there. So it just slowly drifts away from the Space Shuttle, and now the Space Shuttle is just entirely on its own right here. Yeah, so we got these little engines right here. A short RCS impulse. I don't exactly know what that is. So yeah. Like I said, guys, this game is kind of complicated. It is a bit difficult to learn, because it's kind of like an actual flight simulator. Because, you know, like the Microsoft Flight Simulator series. I mean, you pretty much need to know a lot of things about planes in order to really play that game properly. And it's the same thing with Orbiter. Like, you need to have a good understanding of what all of these buttons do. And I have very little understanding of what all of these buttons do. I'm not really sure what I'm even doing right now. Well, I mean, I don't need to do anything, because the game is just doing all of this for me. But yeah, all of these things right here, I don't exactly know what they all do. You can also look around in the cockpit as well. You can kind of look behind you. So there does appear to be something behind me. Actually, there's the external tank right over there. Yeah, the spent tank's left behind on the suborbital trajectory, re-enter over the southern Indian Ocean, so that's just gonna fall back to Earth. There it is right over there, just kind of floating away. So yeah, I'm not gonna show this entire tutorial though, guys, because I believe this tutorial does last for quite a while. But basically what we're doing is that we're flying towards the International Space Station, and we're gonna dock with it. And that's pretty much the entire tutorial. It's just teaching you how to dock with the ISS, and then after that the tutorial ends. Some of the tutorials in this game are extremely long. Some of them take up to like an hour to complete. And I think this is one of them, actually. I mean, there are some other tutorials in the game that are much, much shorter, but yeah, some of them you're gonna be sitting through it for quite a while. And I'm not going to do that, just so you know. Let's start messing around with some stuff here. Alright, so we're just gonna mess around with some stuff here now, guys. So I have another simulation loaded right here, which is supposed to be a simulation of the STS-101 mission, but we're not actually going to do it correctly, because like I said, there is something funny that happens if you just ignite the main boosters, but not the, main engine, or I guess just not enable the autopilot on the Space Shuttle. So, one of the things you can do in just the regular Space Shuttle missions is that you can enable the boosters by pressing the plus key on your keyboard. So, there you go, the boosters are enabled, but then watch what happens right here. Yep, the Space Shuttle just kinda starts doing flips, and then it just crashes into the ground. And yeah, actually, it doesn't crash into the ground, it phases through the ground, and then it bounces upwards like it just got launched off a trampoline, and then it just kind of starts going buck wild. So, yeah, that's what happens. The only reason it's doing this is because I have the damage disabled. That's why it's just bouncing off the ground like that, and also the shadows look really weird on this. But yep, there you go, guys. Just performing some flips in the Space Shuttle, just performing some of those good old front flips, and the boosters are gonna separate after a little while, because they will have run out of fuel. I think it does that automatically. I think you press the P key in order to enable autopilot. At least I think. I'm not entirely sure. Because one of the problems with playing this game is that the game doesn't really tell you what the controls are. You kind of have to figure out what the controls are on your own. So, yeah, that's not really good. So, see, it just kind of bounces upwards. You can also change the camera as well, like you can zoom in and out with the scroll wheel, and, well, you can also do that with the page up and page down keys. So, yeah, got some camera controls right here, but yeah, other than that, you're just watching the Space Shuttle do some flips right here. Forgot to enable the autopilot. I guess that's one way to get fired from NASA. And there is actually another really weird thing that happens if you actually increase the time simulation, which I will show off in just a moment. Well, not this right here, but as you can see, yeah, the boosters just get separated automatically, so they're just gonna fall back to Earth. And then after this, the Space Shuttle's just gonna fall back to Earth, and it's going to, yeah, somehow just kind of snap upright, and one of the boosters is just gonna disappear for no apparent reason. There's one booster right there, but it looks like it's stuck halfway in the ground. Yeah, I should also mention that this simulator is kind of bugged, I find. I mean, it says on the game's official website that it's supposed to be a very accurate solar system, or, well, not just solar system simulator, but also a spaceflight simulator. To be honest, it really isn't in many aspects, because, yeah, this booster right here, and also the fact that you can just do this right here. I mean, to be fair, I do have the damage disabled, which is the only reason why the Space Shuttle hasn't, like, exploded. Yeah, so if you hold down the plus key, you can keep the main engines enabled. It's kind of weird, because it's like, the main engines only get enabled when you're holding down the plus key, which I don't really understand why it does that. But there you go, guys. We're just kind of using the Space Shuttle as a motorboat now. Just flying across the ocean right here, because this is totally how Space Shuttle launches work. There's totally nothing wrong with this at all, and then it just gets set on fire somehow. And then after that, after a little while, I mean, the main engines, I think, will start losing. Or basically, they'll get cut off because they run out of fuel. That's what I was trying to say. Also, I don't know what's going on right here, but the Space Shuttle is, like, on fire right now. Which is really weird, because I'm not re-entering the atmosphere, because I am inside the atmosphere. Like, I'm on the ground, I mean, so I don't really know why it's doing that. You can just kind of keep going. And then afterwards, the external tank is just going to separate, and that's just it. The Space Shuttle is just kind of floating in the ocean. Well, okay, it's not in the ocean, but it's somewhere in Florida, just kind of sitting there, doing absolutely nothing. Yeah, this is just strange. Actually, what would this look like if I did enable the damage? I just want to see what exactly would happen. Let's just see here. Is the Space Shuttle gonna, like, explode? No, it still falls through the ground. Okay. Why exactly is it doing that? I'm pretty sure I just enabled the damage. Okay, so I guess it doesn't really matter if I have damage enabled or disabled, because it still does it either way. Okay. Sure. Apparently the space shuttle is just invincible, guys. It's indestructible. So the other glitch that I was talking about involving speeding up the simulation, it doesn't actually have to do with speeding up the simulation, but it basically involves pressing the arrow keys, or specifically the arrow keys on your numpad, and then speeding up the simulation, because I don't know why exactly this happens, but it's like, if I press the left or right arrow keys on the numpad, I speed up the simulation. As you can see, the space shuttle is moving very slightly, and if I speed up the simulation anymore, it just starts spinning like a top, but then eventually, as you can see, it's just kind of floating now. And yeah, I don't really know why exactly this happens, so yeah, it's definitely a weird glitch, but it's like, if you press the left or right arrow keys, as you can see, that happens, and actually, why is it teleporting now? What in the world is going on? Okay, yeah, if you press up, down, left, and right as well. Okay, I really don't know what's even happening right now, guys. Like, the space shuttle is, like, teleporting all over the place. Like, what are you doing? Hang on a second. Does it... Yeah, it's just moving from side to side. Okay, this is... I don't even know what's happening anymore. Well, I mean, we could try lifting off like this. So, yeah, it still works somehow. I really don't know how I just don't even know. I just don't know, guys. I don't know about this simulation sometimes. It says it's supposed to be realistic, but is it really? Is it really? Because I don't personally think it is. I mean, it's not all that realistic, I mean. No, actually, I did just realize there is in fact another glitch that has to do with speeding up the simulation. So if you speed up the simulation a lot, like if you actually, like, start moving here, as you can see, the game kind of freaks out and just launches you into space. I have no idea why it does that exactly, but as you can see, we basically turn into a neutron star now. We're just spinning, just flying through space at 1,000,000 miles per hour. So, yeah, I don't really know why the game does that, but sometimes when you're moving, well, actually, most of the time, when you're moving, and then you suddenly speed up the simulation a lot, the game just, like, glitches out and launches you into space. I really have no idea why it does that, but look how fast we're spinning, too. This is, like, normal speed as well. And this just... it goes on for a while, as you can see. Like, look at the simulation time. It doesn't stop at all. Like, we're already at 1 million seconds, and it's still... it looks like it's actually gotten faster. Yeah, so, really don't know why the game does that. There's like a party going on right here. Okay, I should probably just stop showing this. Gonna give people seizures here. How about I finally show off that mod? So this is the mod that I have installed right here. As you can see, it is a Delta II rocket, and this is specifically supposed to be a simulation of the launch of the Deep Impact satellite back in 2005. And the Deep Impact mission was basically like a mission to send a spacecraft to a comet. It wasn't supposed to, like, deliberately crash a spacecraft into the comet, but it was supposed to release something called an impactor into the comet, which would deliberately crash into it. And I believe the entire purpose of the mission was to basically study what comets are made out of, or figure out what they're mostly composed of, like what's inside comets. So that was pretty much the entire point of the mission. And this is basically a simulation of said launch. So as you can see, you have the Delta II rocket right here, which is also owned by NASA and also made by Boeing. So as you can see, the Delta II rocket, I do remember what the Delta II rockets look like. As you can see, yeah, they have a lot more boosters than the Space Shuttle. I believe they have, how many do they have? 3, 5, I think there's a total of 9 boosters right there, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, so it has even more boosters right here. Now if I remember correctly, because I have seen Delta II rocket launches before, all the boosters do separate, I think at the same time. But then I think the top of the, okay, yeah, there they all go right there, guys. Oh, okay, never mind, they don't actually separate. Oh yeah, that's right, not all of them separate at the same time, I just realized that. Yeah, because some of them remain after a while. Yeah, but then I think the top comes off and reveals the spacecraft, because I think this is where the spacecraft is held, right? In the top right here? Yeah, because I think isn't that the spacecraft right there, actually? I'm pretty sure. But, yeah, so that's basically the Delta II rocket right here, guys, so just a simulation of the Deep Impact launch. So, that's all I really have to say about that. Now, This is not a tutorial mission, by the way, so I can speed this up. So I could speed this up to the point where, yeah, these boosters go away, and then we just have this, yeah, the main engine right here. And I believe the plume of the main engine does get larger after a bit of time, and then it gets cut off. But then after that, what happens after that? I know there's also stage separation, so I think this entire part right here is going to separate completely. At least I'm pretty sure. I don't remember completely. Okay, yeah, there it goes. And then it's just that thing. And then this stage right here separates after a while. Yeah, there we go. I was right. And that's the spacecraft right there. That's Deep Impact. Okay, so at least I remember that. Just that my memory was a bit fuzzy because it's been so long since I watched a Delta II rocket launch. So, yeah, there we go. And I think... Actually, how long does this go on for? I'm just gonna speed up the simulation here, because I don't want to wait through this, to be honest with you guys. I don't know what's going on with the Earth. The Earth is just, like vibrating. It's like a massive earthquake here. I think it's going towards the satellite? Okay, it's gone now. I think it's just the spacecraft now, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think that's just it, guys. I think that's the entire simulation, actually. Now, this mod also includes a simulation of Deep Impact actually releasing the impactor into the comet. I don't remember what the comet's name was, but I think I need to speed this up a little bit right here. Or unless, wait, where? Oh wait, yeah, that's the comet over there. Yeah, it's moving towards it. So yeah, it's just gonna release the impactor, and actually, I think this is the impactor right here. Yeah, it's just gonna crash into the comet, and kaboom. There we go. Oh my god, it, like, destroyed the entire comet. What the heck just happened? Oh, okay. No, it's inside the comet. Okay. That's actually really cool. Yeah, I didn't actually, look at this simulation off-screen, by the way. I did look at the Delta II simulation a little bit off-screen, but I didn't, like, watch the entire simulation. I just wanted to make sure that the, mod actually worked, so I could show it off in this video. Okay, well, it's just gone now. It's actually inside the comet, so there we go. Releases like a giant cloud of dust right there. Yeah, so it's still pretty accurate. This also occurred on the 4th of July of 2005. I believe the dates are accurate as well. And there's also a simulation of Deep Impact flying by another comet in 2010, because I believe the Deep Impact mission didn't actually end after launching that impactor into that comet, because its mission did continue for a few more years, until NASA finally lost contact with the spacecraft in 2013. Anyway, I think I just need to... Actually, did the flyby already happen? Did I speed this up too much? Yeah, I think I might have, because I think it already flew by. Okay. Well, yeah, so you guys get it though. It's basically a mod. The game is very moddable, and you can add your own, like, custom models and meshes into the game, and you can create your own simulations, so yeah, this is pretty much it. And also, I just want to make it clear that there are a bunch of other simulations that I could be showing off right here, like the Dragonfly here, for instance, but I don't really want to show off all of the simulations in this simulator, because, okay, did I, like, break the game here? Okay, yeah, I think I did break the... Yep, I broke the game, guys, it just crashed, cool. But as I was saying, I just want to make it clear that there's a bunch of other simulations that I could be showing off in this game, but there's so many other simulations that come with this game that it would take me quite a while to show all of them off. So you know what I'm gonna do, guys? I'm actually going to leave this video here, because I think I have been recording for quite some time, and that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about anyway. And by the way, this simulation right here is a simulation of the Delta glider, which I think is a fictional aircraft right here, and it's actually landing on the surface of the planet Venus right now, so it's actually a really cool looking simulation. So basically, a glider landing on another planet, which is pretty cool. I think I will speed this up here a little bit because it is taking a little bit long. But yeah, so there's a bunch of other simulations in this game that I'm not going to be showing off because it would just take me way too long to do that. So I'm just going to leave things here. But other than that, guys, that's Orbiter 2010. Just another game that I wanted to return to because it has been quite a while since I last played it. So I just wanted to come back to it and show this game off to you guys because it's still a really cool simulation. I mean, I wouldn't say it's the most realistic because it seems a little bit buggy, but still, for what it is, it's a really cool simulation. And you guys know that I love this kind of stuff. Like, I'm really into space and astronomy and whatnot, so I will probably continue to make more videos like this in the future. So if you want to download this game, the link is in the description. It is a free program, by the way, so you don't need to pay any money for this whatsoever. It is free, so you might as well go and try it, even if you're not really into space and whatnot. But just bear in mind that this game is kind of complicated. It's not really an easy game to play. You really need to know what you're doing in order to properly play this game, so just keep that in mind. Anyway, we're just descending into Venus's atmosphere right here. Delta Glider's actually getting set on fire. But yeah, this is still a really cool simulation. I'm gonna continue to speed this up right here because I still don't think it's actually going to land. Okay, what did I just do? Did I bork it? Did I bork it, guys? Okay, whoa, what is going on? Okay, no, I think it's inside Venus's atmosphere now, guys. Yeah, here we go. I think it's... Is it landing? I don't know. It's like the entire screen's vibrating. Okay, yeah. I think it's going somewhere. Yeah, it's landing right now, guys. How about I just speed this up right here? There we go. There, it landed. We're on the surface of Venus, guys. And now we're probably gonna die as soon as we step outside. So, look at this guy's face, for goodness sakes. This guy's just, like, emotionless. He doesn't even look real, he just looks like a mannequin. I don't even know. Also, I don't know what's going on with these clouds over here. But, yeah. Anyway, I'm done messing around, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video I make. Later. Basically,